Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English in our NCERT Marathon Series Part 2. Now, today we will continue with the remaining topics which we have covered in our last session, that is in Part 1. So, friends, in Fundamentals of Physical Geography, we have discussed about the geography as discipline, where we have studied in detail like geography as an integrating discipline, so as a science of spatial attributes, branches of geography, then importance of geography we have covered. We have studied the chapter in detail. As we are promising you, we are covering NCERT page by page and between the lines. So friends, the way we are covering the NCERT, where it will help you to understand and clearing your concept. In this chapter, geography as a discipline, we have covered about the importance of geography, then how it's an integrating discipline, the geography and social sciences, physical geography and natural sciences, then field of geography we have discussed, how the geography and its relation with other disciplines. Then we have covered branches of geography, where we have covered the branches of geography based on systematic approach, that is physical geography, where in physical geography we will cover geomorphology, climatology, hydrology, soil geography. Then second, we have discussed human geography, where we have discussed social cultural geography, then population and settlement geography, economic geography, historical geography. Then we have discussed about the branches of geography based on regional approach, like regional studies, regional planning, regional development, regional analysis. So after that, we have covered physical geography and its importance. Then here we'll just recap, like as per the experts of this subject, like Richard Hartshorn, who just described as geography is concerned with the description and explanation of the aerial differentiation of the Earth's surface. Geography studies the differences of phenomenon usually related in different parts of the Earth's surface. Yes, and this definition of the geography by the Hetner, one of the expert. Then after that, friends, we have discussed about the Earth. We have started where we have covered the origin and evolution of the Earth. Oh, interior. Then now on today onwards, in this section, we will discuss about the interior of the Earth. Now in the origin and evolution of the Earth, where we have covered the early theories like origin of Earth, and then modern theories, origin of the universe. We discussed about the Big Bang theory, then star formation, formation of planets, then our solar system, where we have discussed about the moon, Then evolution of Earth, evolution of lithosphere, evolution of atmosphere and hydrosphere. Then we have also covered geological timescale, where we have discussed about the origin, like supernova, Big Bang supernova, then origin of stars, then Precambrian era. Then we have discussed about Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, and Cenozoic era. Now, moving to the next part. Origin of life also we have covered. Now, let's start with the today's topic, like interior of the earth. Before that, friends, it's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. You can follow me on Unacademy, and also you can join our Telegram group to get important updates. Now friends, there is 3-in-1 offer where Unacademy is providing you number of benefits with UPSC CSE subscription, now you will get study material worth rupees 10,000 absolutely free. Then those aspirant facing financial constraint, they can go with Chase Your Dream, that is loan for UPSC subscription. Those aspirant facing financial constraint, they can apply for the same. The link is provided in the description box. And friends, 2 month subscription. Now it's time to just revise. Those aspirants planning to appear for prelims this year, they can go with the 2 month subscription, which is available in 15,000. And if you will apply referral code RBI Life, you will get 10% discount. So friends, hurry up. You can also join our paid courses, that is Iconic and Plus subscriptions, whereas in Plus subscription, you will get live classes, structured courses, unlimited access for live and recorded classes, and weekly tests. Now, those aspirants planning to start their preparation after their 12th examination or during their graduation, they must go with our Iconic subscription. It's our suggestion, where you will get personal guidance, study planner, study material, experts guidelines and test analysis. All these features additional with the features of Plus course. So you can start your preparation with Iconic subscription. Now friends, do not forget to use code RBI Live to get 10% discount. In Plus subscription, you have to pay only 44,550 rupees. Whereas for the 1 year of Iconic subscription, you have to pay only 67,050 rupees. Now, you will also avail 10% discount on optional subscription using referral code RBI Live. Now friends, UPSC Combat. So link is provided in the description box. Just ready for the upcoming Sunday morning 11 a.m. we are conducting Unacademy Combat. 60 minutes, 56 questions. As per your ranks, you will get amazing prizes and scholarship also. Where first three rank holders will get 1 year UPSC CSE plus subscription, and other rank holders will get 75%, 50%, and 25% scholarship as per their rank. So do not forget to use code RBI Live to invite the code for UPSC Combat. Friends, we are going to start new batches from 1st September. There are batches focused for prelims, that is Mission All India Rank 1, and regular batches like 1 year and 2 year batches. Now, friends, last but not the least, you can also start evaluation of your preparation through pre-test series. Now, friends, where we'll cover general studies and current affairs part. The link is provided in the description box, so you can use code RBI Live to unlock the test. So now let's start with the interior of the earth. Friends, first of all, we'll discuss about the introductory part. Like, do you imagine it to be a solid ball like cricket ball or a hollow ball with a thick cover of rocks that is lithosphere? Now, the configuration of the surface of the earth is largely a product of process operating in the interior of the earth. Now, exogenic as well as endogenic. Exogenic as well as endogenic. These processes are constantly shaping the landscape. A proper understanding of the physiographic character of a region which remains incomplete if the effect of endogenic process are ignored. Now, human life is largely influenced by the physiography of the region. Therefore, it is necessary that one gets acquainted with the forces that influence landscape development to understand why the earth shakes or how a tsunami wave is generated. Now, it is necessary that we know certain details of the interior of the earth. Now, in earlier chapter, we have studied about the earth forming materials have been distributed in the form of layers from the crust to the core. Yes, we have discussed the earth forming materials have been distributed in the form of layers from the crust to the core. So it is interesting to know how scientists have gathered information about these layers and what are the characteristics of each of these layers. So now in this chapter, we will discuss about the same. Now, let's start with the sources of information about the interior. Now, the sources of information about the interior. The Earth's radius is 6,370 kilometers. No one can reach the center of the Earth and make observations or collect samples of the material. So, under such conditions, we may wonder how scientists tell us about the Earth's interior and the type of materials that exist at such depths. Now, most of our knowledge about the interior of the Earth is largely based on estimates and interferences, yet a part of the information is obtained through direct observations and analysis of materials. So, there are direct sources. So friends, the most easily available solid earth material is surface rock, or the rocks we get from mining areas. So, like gold mines in South Africa are as deep as 3 to 4 kilometers. Like going beyond this depth is not possible as it is very hot at this depth. Now, friends, the we are talking about the temperature, which is very high. Now, besides mining, the scientists have taken up a number of projects to penetrate deeper depths of explore the condition in the crustal portions. Yes, to that scientists did the samples. The scientists world over the yes, world over are working on two major projects. One is deep ocean drilling, and another project is integrated ocean drilling project. Yes, deep ocean drilling project, and another one is integrated ocean drilling project. Now, friends, the deepest drill at Kola in Arctic Ocean has so far reached a depth of 12 kilometer. How much? That is 12 kilometer. Now, next, the these projects, or we can say the drilling at depth, so like the this and many deep drilling projects have provided large volume of information through the analysis of materials collected at different depths. So volcanic eruption, which forms another source of obtaining direct information, as and when the molten material, that is magma, is thrown onto the surface of the earth. During volcanic eruption, it becomes available for laboratory analysis. However, it is difficult to ascertain the depth of the source of such magma. Now, the direct sources. Now we will discuss indirect sources. So friends, analysis of properties of matter indirectly provides information about the interior. We know through the mining activity that temperature and pressure increase with the increasing distance from the surface towards the interior in deeper depths. Moreover, it is also known that the density of the material also increases with depth. Now, it is possible to find the rate of change of these characteristics. Knowing the total thickness of the earth, scientists have estimated the values of temperature, pressure, and density of materials at different depths. The details of these characteristics with reference to each layer of the interior we will discuss now in this chapter itself. So friends, another source of information are the meteors that at time reach the earth. Yes, reach the earth. Meteors. So, however, it may be noted that the material that becomes available for analysis from meteors is not from the interior of the earth is not the material and the structure observed in the meteors, which are similar to that of the earth. They are solid bodies which developed out of materials as same as or similar to our planet. Hence, this become yet another source of information about the interior of the earth. Now, friends, the other indirect sources, which include gravitation, magnetic field, and seismic activity. So, other indirect sources, which include gravitation, then magnetic field, then seismic activity. So the gravitational force is not the same at different latitudes on the surface. So it is greater near the poles and less at the equator. So the gravitational force is not same at the different latitudes on the surface. So it is greater near the poles and lesser and less at the equator. So this gravitational force, which is different or which is not same at different latitudes on the surface. Now, this is because the distance from the center at the equator being greater than at the poles. So the gravity value also differ according to the mass of material. The uneven distribution of mass of material within the earth influences this value. So regarding of the gravity at different places is influenced by many other factors. These readings differ from the expected values now. The reading of the gravity at different places is influenced by many other factors. So these readings differ from the expected values. Such a difference is called such difference is called gravity anomaly. Now, friends, the gravity anomalies give us information about the distribution of mass of the material in the crust of the earth. Now, magnetic surveys also provide information about the distribution of magnetic materials in the crustal portion and thus provide information about the distribution of materials in this part. So, seismic activity is one of the most important sources of the information about the interior of the earth. Hence, we shall discuss it in some detail. Now, after the indirect sources, that is gravitation, magnetic field, and seismic activity, now we will discuss about the earthquake. Now, friends, the study of seismic waves. Yes, now we will discuss earthquake. Now, the study of seismic waves, which provides a complete picture of the lead interior. So, an earthquake is simple words is shaking of the earth. It is a natural event. It is caused due to release of energy which generates waves that travel in all directions. Now, question is that why does the earth shake? Yes, friends, the release of energy which occurs along a fault. So a fault is sharp break in the crustal rocks. So as the overlying rock strata, which process yes, so basically rocks along a fault tend to move in opposite direction as the overlying rock strata press them. The friction locks them together and their tendency to move apart at some point of time, which overcomes the friction. As a result, the blocks get deformed and eventually they slide past one another abruptly. So this causes a release of energy, and the energy waves travel in all directions. The point where energy is released is called the focus of an earthquake. So alternatively, it is called the hypocenter. The energy waves traveling in different directions reach the surface. So the point on the surface nearest to the focus is called epicenter. I hope all of you are aware about the this word epicenter. So when we are reading the news of earthquake in the world or anywhere in our surroundings, we are getting the information related to the epicenter. So it is the first one to experience the waves. It is a point directly above the focus. Now, along with that, we'll discuss about earthquake waves. Now, after the earthquake, now we will study the earthquake waves. Now, all natural earthquakes take place in the lithosphere. So, all natural earthquakes takes place in the lithosphere. Now, we will learn about different layers of the earth. So, it is sufficient to note here that the lithosphere refers to the portion of depth up to 200 kilometers from the surface of the earth. Now, an instrument which called seismograph, which records the waves reaching the surface. So a curve of earthquake, yes, the curve of earthquake waves recorded on the seismograph. So see the seismograph given in the diagram. Now, the curve shows three distinct sections: 1, 2, and 3. Now, friends, each representing different types of wave patterns, and earthquake waves are basically of two types. One is body waves, and another one is surface waves. Now, body waves are generated due to the release of energy at the focus and move in all directions, traveling through the body of the earth. Hence, the name body waves. So, friends, body waves are generated due to the release of energy at the focus and move in all directions, traveling through the body of the earth. Hence, it is called body waves. So, the body waves interact with the surface rocks and generate new set of waves which called surface waves. These waves move along the surface. The velocity of waves changes as they travel through materials with different densities. The denser the material, the higher the velocity. Now their direction also changes as they reflect or refract when coming across materials with different densities. Now, see the arrival waves, that is P and S waves, then amplitude and surface waves. So, there are two types of body waves. These are the S waves and P waves. These are the body waves. So, P waves move faster and are the first to arrive the surface. These are also called primary waves. The P waves are similar to sound waves. They travel through gaseous, liquid, and solid materials. Then S waves arrive at the surface with some time lag. So these are called secondary waves. Now, friends, an important fact about S waves is that they can travel through, yes, they can travel only through yes. So the S waves which travel only through solid materials. So this characteristics of S waves is quite important. Now, examiner will ask you in the examination in statements form, like he will give statement like the S waves can travel through solid gaseous materials. So the statement is wrong. Now just remember that the secondary waves travel only through solid materials. These characteristics of the S wave is quite important. It has helped scientists understand the structure of the interior of the earth. Reflection causes waves to rebound, whereas refraction makes waves move in different directions. The variations in the direction of waves are inferred with the help of their record on seismograph. Now, friends, the surface waves are the last to report on seismograph. So, the surface waves are the last to report on seismograph. So these waves are more destructive. They cause displacement of rocks and hence the collapse of structures occurs. Now, we will also discuss about the propagation of earthquake waves. Now, friends, propagation of earthquake waves. So there are different types of earthquake waves travel in different manners. As they move or propagate, they cause vibration in the body of the rocks through which they pass. Now, the P waves vibrate. Yes, the P waves vibrate parallel to the direction of the wave. Now, this exerts the pressure on the material in the direction of propagation. As a result, it creates density differences in the material leading to stretching and squeezing of the material. Now, other three waves which vibrate perpendicular to the wave direction in the vertical plane. Hence, they create troughs and crests in the material through which they pass. So, surface waves are considered to be the most damaging waves. Now, friends, let's discuss about the emergence of shadow zone. So, friends, the earthquake waves get recorded in seismographs located at far off locations. However, there exist some specific areas where the waves are not reported. Such a zone is called the shadow zone. Now, friends, the study of different events reveal that for each earthquake, there exists an altogether different shadow zones. Now, these are the P wave shadow zone we will discuss. And then S wave shadow zone. Now, friends, it is observed that seismograph located in any distance within 105 degrees from the epicenter recorded the arrival of both P and S waves. However, the seismographs located beyond 145 degrees from epicenter record the arrival of P waves but not the S wave. So the zone between 105 degrees Celsius to 145 degrees from the epicenter was identified as the zone, yes, as the shadow zone for the both the types of waves. Now, the entire zone beyond 105 degrees does not receive S waves. So the shadow zone of S wave is much larger than that of the P waves. Now see in the diagram also. So friends, the shadow zone of P waves which appears as a band around the earth between 105 degrees to 145 degrees which away from the epicenter. The shadow zone of S waves is not only larger in extent, but it is also a little over 40% of the Earth's surface. So we can draw the shadow zone for any earthquake, which provided we know the location of the epicenter. Now, see the diagram, area which is P and S waves. This is epicenter. So this is epicenter. The area, the P and S waves. Then liquid outer core, solid inner core. So this is P shadow zone. Yes, this is P wave shadow zone. That is the no direct P waves. Then no direct S waves between this should, yes, so no direct P waves zones from 105 degrees to 145 or 40 degrees. So P waves and P waves showing through the yellow color, whereas S waves showing to the black color. Now, friends, we will discuss the types of earthquakes. Next is types of earthquakes. So, friends, the most common ones are the tectonic earthquakes. So, these are generated due to the sliding of rocks along a fault plane now. A special class of tectonic earthquakes is sometimes recognized as volcanic earthquake. So these are confined to areas of active volcanoes. Now, in the areas of intense mining activity, sometimes the roofs of underground mines collapse, causing minor tremors. These are called collapse earthquakes. So friends, in the areas of intense mining activity, where sometimes the roofs of underground mines collapse, causing minor tremors, these are called collapse earthquakes. Now, the ground which shaking may also occur due to explosion of chemical or nuclear devices. Such tremors are called explosion earthquakes. Now, friends, ground shaking, which may also occur due to the explosion of chemical or nuclear devices, such tremors are called explosion earthquakes. Now, the earthquakes that occur in the areas of large reservoirs are referred to as reservoir induced earthquakes. Now, so friends, measuring earthquakes we will discuss. Yes, now we will discuss about measuring earthquakes. Now, the basically the earthquake events are scaled either according to the magnitude or intensity of the shock. So friends, the magnitude scale is known as the Richter scale. So the magnitude relates to the energy released during the quake. The magnitude is expressed in numbers, that is 0 to 10. The intensity scale is named after Mercalli, an Italian seismologist. So friends, the intensity scale takes into account the visible damage caused by the event. So the range of intensity scale is from 1 to 12. Now, along with that, we will also discuss the effects of earthquake. Now friends, earthquake is natural hazard as there are the immediate hazardous effects of the earthquake, like ground shaking, then differential ground settlement, land and mudslides, then soil liquefaction, ground lurching, then avalanches, then ground displacement, floods from dam and levee failure, then fires, structural collapse, falling objects, then tsunami. Now, friends, the first six listed, like ground shaking, differential ground settlement, land and mudslides, soil liquefaction, ground lurching, and avalanches, have some bearings upon landforms, and while others considered the effect of causing immediate concern to the life and properties of people in the region, like ground displacement, flood from dam, fires, structural collapse, then falling objects, and tsunami. Now, the effects of tsunami would occur only if the epicenter of the tremor is below oceanic waters and the magnitude is sufficiently high. So, tsunami waves are generated by the tremors and not earthquake itself. So, friends, though the actual quake activity lasts for a few seconds and its effect are devastating provided the magnitude of the quake is more than 5 on the Richter scale. As we know, the magnitude on Richter scale, where we are like the damages to the property in different level, or we can say the casualty, which also the took place during the earthquake. So like more than 5 on Richter scale earthquake, which damages in large scale. Now see the diagrams. Now friends, see the picture, the view of destruction caused by tidal waves were in Marina Beach, Mumbai. And second one is the destruction caused by tidal waves in Thailand. The people walk through debris of their house destroyed by the tidal waves on the coastal areas of in Colombo, and a view of the destruction caused by tidal waves in Indonesia. Now, frequency of the earthquake occurrences we will discuss. Now, friends, we will discuss the frequency of earthquake occurrences. Now, see the view of damaged Aman Setu at LOC in Uri due to an earthquake. Now, friends, here we will discuss about the frequency of earthquake occurrences. Now, the earthquake is a natural hazard. If a tremor of high magnitude takes place, it can cause heavy damage. So, this heavy damage to the life and property of people. However, not all the parts of the globe necessarily experience major shocks. So, friends, we shall be discussing the distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes with the some detail in the next session, that is in next chapter. So note that the quakes of high magnitude, that is 8 plus, are quite rare. So they occur once in 1 to 2 years, where as those tiny types of occur almost every time. Now, the after the earthquake, we will discuss about the structure of the earth. Now, friends, after the earthquake, we will discuss structure of the earth. So basically, the crust, it is the outermost solid part of the earth. It is brittle in nature, and the thickness of the crust varies under the oceanic and continental areas. Now, oceanic crust is thinner as compared to the continental crust. So the mean thickness of oceanic crust is 5 kilometers, whereas that of the continental crust, which is around 30 kilometers. So the continental crust is thicker in the areas of major mountain systems. It is as much as 70-kilometer thick in the Himalayan region. Now, friends, this is the crust, then mantle. Now, after that, we will discuss mantle. So, friends, the portion of the interior beyond the crust is called mantle. Now, the mantle extends from Mohos discontinuity to a depth of 2,900 kilometers. The upper portion of the mantle is called asthenosphere. So the word astheno means weak. So it is considered to be extending up to 400 kilometers. So it is the main source of magma that finds higher density than that of the crust. So the mantle contains a weak zone called asthenosphere. It is from this that the molten rock materials find their way to the surface. Now the material in the upper mantle portion is called magma. Once it starts moving towards the crust or it reaches the surface, it is referred to as lava. The material that reaches the ground includes lava flows, pyroclastic debris, volcanic bombs, ash and dust, and gases such as nitrogen compounds, sulfur compounds, and minor amounts of chlorine, hydrogen, and argon. Now, friends, just revising the mantle. Now, friends, the mantle, the portion of the interior beyond the crust is called mantle. The mantle extends from Mohos discontinuity to the depth of 2,900 kilometers. The upper portion of the mantle is called asthenosphere, and the word astheno means weak, and it is considered to be extend up to 400 kilometers, and it is the main source of magma that finds its way to the surface during volcanic eruption. Now the crust and the uppermost part of the mantle are called lithosphere. Its thickness ranges from 100 to 200 kilometer, and the lower mantle which extends beyond the asthenosphere. So it is in solid state. Now, after the mantle, we'll discuss about the core. Now, friends, as indicated earlier, the earthquake wave velocities helped in understanding the existence of the core of the earth. The core mantle boundary is located at the depth of 2900 kilometer. The outer core is in liquid state while the inner core is in solid state. See the diagram, the liquid and solid state of the core. The core is made up of very heavy material, mostly constituted by nickel and iron. So friends, it is sometimes referred to as the knife layer. So the interior of the earth, like crust, mantle, core, now friends, after this we will discuss volcanoes and volcanic landforms. After the core, now we will discuss volcanoes and volcanic landforms. Now friends, see the sealed volcano, cinder cone, composite volcano. So we have seen photographs and pictures of volcanoes on a number of occasions. So volcano is a place where volcano is a place where gases, ashes, and or molten rock material, that is lava, escape to the ground. A volcano is called an active volcano if the materials mentioned are being released or have been released out in the recent past. The layer below the solid crust is mantle. Yes, the layer which below the solid crust is mantle, and it has higher density than that of the crust. Now, the mantle which contains a weaker zone called asthenosphere, and it is from this that the molten rock materials which find their way to the surface. So the material in the upper mantle portion is called magma, once it starts moving towards the crust or it reaches the surface, it is referred to as lava. The material that reaches the ground includes lava flows, pyroclastic debris, volcanic bombs, ash, dust, and gases such as nitrogen compounds, sulfur compounds, and minor amounts of chlorine, hydrogen, and argon. So, friends, volcanoes are classified on the basis of nature of eruption and the form developed at the surface. So, major types of volcanoes like shield volcanoes. Now, friends, barring the basalt flows, the shield volcanoes are the largest of all volcanoes on the earth. So, the Hawaii volcanoes are the most famous. Now, the shield volcanoes bearing the basalt flows. The shield volcanoes are the largest of all the volcanoes on the earth. Then cinder cone. So friends, the Hawaii volcanoes are the most famous examples of shield volcanoes. So these volcanoes are mostly made up of basalt. A type of lava is very fluid when erupted. For this reason, these volcanoes are not steep. They become explosive if somehow water gets into the vent. Otherwise, they are characterized by low explosivity. So the upcoming lava moves in the form of fountain and throws out the cone at the top of the vent and develops into cinder cone. Now, friends, after this, we will see composite volcanoes. These volcanoes are characterized by eruptions of cooler and more viscous lavas. Than basalt. So these volcanoes often result in explosive eruptions. So along with lava, large quantities of pyroclastic material and ashes find their way to the ground. And this material which accumulates in the vicinity of the vent openings which leading to formation of layers, and this makes the mounts appear as composite volcanoes. To see the composite volcanoes, now next we will discuss about volcanic landform. Now before that, there is discussion we should cover after the composite volcano. That is caldera, so there are most explosive of the earth's volcanoes. They are usually so explosive that when they erupt, they tend to collapse on themselves rather than building any tall structure. The collapsed depressions are called collapsed depressions are called calderas. So their explosiveness indicates that magma chamber supplying the lava is not only huge but is also in close vicinity. Now, flood basalt provinces flood basalt provinces where these volcanoes outpour highly fluid lava that flows for long distances. So some parts of the world are covered by thousands of square kilometers of thick basalt lava flows. So there can be a series of flows, with some flows attaining thickness of more than 50 meters. individual flows may extend for hundreds of kilometers. Deccan traps from India, presently covering most of the Maharashtra plateau, are much larger flood basalt province. So it is believed that initially the trap formations covered a much larger area than the present. Now, mid ocean ridge volcanoes. Now we will discuss mid ocean ridge volcanoes. Now, these volcanoes occur in the oceanic areas. There is a system of mid ocean ridge more than 7,000 kilometers long that stretches through all the ocean basins. The central portion of this ridge experiences frequent eruptions. Now, after mid ocean ridge volcanoes, now we will discuss volcanic landforms. Now, before discussing volcanic landforms, dear friends, do not forget to download Unacademy app where you can follow me to get schedule of our upcoming classes on Unacademy app. Now friends, these free special classes which will help you to gear up your preparation. Now just download the Unacademy app. You can use code RBI Live to watch free content. So friends, in these free special classes, you will get notes after the session in PDF forms. There are interactive live classes. Then you can watch these sessions as per your convenience, that is live or recorded. So you can start your preparation with our free special classes, and after using the code you will be able to watch free special classes by all educators. Now there are upcoming special classes and recorded special classes also available. So you will get the schedule of upcoming recorded classes. Now friends, you can talk with your favorite educator in live class and clear your doubts. It's much better than offline. So friends, there is raise hand option with our sessions. Now friends, let's continue the topic, volcanic landforms. Now friends, first we will discuss about intrusive forms. So the lava that is released during volcanic eruptions, the lava that is released during volcanic eruptions on cooling develops into igneous rocks. So the cooling may take place either on reaching the surface or also while the lava is still in the crustal portion. Now, depending on the location of the cooling of the lava, igneous rocks are classified as volcanic rocks that cooling at the surface, whereas another type is plutonic rocks cooling in the crust. Now friends, the lava that cools within the crustal portions which assumes different forms, these forms are called intrusive forms, and some of the forms we will discuss in the diagram. Now the volcanic landforms like composite volcano, lava mesa cinder cone, lava plateau, then ash cone with volcanic dome, volcanic neck with radiating dikes, and caldera with cinder cone on floor. Now see the volcanic landforms. Now see, here is the eroded laccolith diatremes, laccolith dike, stock, sill, volcanic conduit, country rock, Now, we have discussed the type of composite volcano. So the volcanoes are characterized by the eruption of cooler and more viscous lavas than basalt. See, this is the eruption. So composite volcano often result in explosive eruption. So along with lava, large quantities of pyroclastic material and ashes find their way to the ground. Then cinder cone. So the upcoming lava which moves in the form of fountain and throws out the cone at the top of the vent and develops into cinder cone. Then ash cone with volcanic dome, caldera with cinder cone on floor, ash cone with volcanic dome, lava plateau, volcanic lake with radiating dikes. Now we will discuss about dikes also. So friends, this is the volcanic landforms. Intrusive forms. Now the batholith friends, the batholiths. Yes, see this batholith. A large body of magmatic material that cools in the deeper depth of the crust develops in the form of large domes. They appear on the surface only after the denudational processes remove the overlaying materials. They cover large areas at the times, assume depths that may be several kilometers. Now, Now, batholiths are the cool portion of the magma chambers. This batholith now we will discuss laccolith. Now, friends, these are large dome shaped intrusive bodies with level ways and connected by a pipe like conduit from below. It resembles the surface volcanic domes of composite volcano. Only these are located at deeper depths. It can be regarded as the localized source of lava that finds its way to the surface. So the Karnataka plateau is spotted with domal hills of granite rocks. So most of these now exfoliated are examples of laccoliths or batholiths. Now, lapolith, phacolith, and silts. After this, we will discuss lapolith, phacolith, and silts. So, friends, as and when the lava moves upward, a portion of the same maintain to move in a horizontal direction wherever it finds a weak plane. So it may get rested in different forms. In case it develops into a saucer shape, concave to the sky body, it is called lapolith. Now, a vani mass of intrusive rocks at times is found at the base of synclines or at the top of anticline in folded igneous country. Such wavy materials have a definite conduit to source beneath in the form of magma chambers. These are called the phacoliths. The near horizontal bodies of the intrusive igneous rocks are called sill or shit. So, depending on the thickness of the material, the thinner ones are called sheets, while the thick horizontal deposits are called seals. Now, after that, we will discuss about dikes. Now, friends, when the lava makes its way through cracks and the pieces develop in the land, lava which makes its way through cracks and pieces which develop in the land, it solidifies almost perpendicular to the ground. Yes, see the volcanic neck with relating dike, which is perpendicular to the ground. So, friends, it gets cooled in the same position to develop wall-like structure. Such structures are called dikes. So, these are wall-like structure. Such structures are called dikes, and these are most commonly found intrusive forms in the western Maharashtra area. So these are considered the feeders for the eruptions that led to the development of the Deccan tracts. Now, friends, this is about the dikes. So today we have discussed about the interior of the earth, where we have discussed introductory part, then sources of information about the interior, then direct sources, indirect sources, we discussed about gravity anomaly, then we have covered the earthquake waves, primary waves, secondary waves, then emergence of shadow zone, then types of earthquakes, tectonic collapse, explosion, and reservoir induced. Then we have covered the measuring earthquakes, Richter scale. Then we have discussed about the effects of the earthquakes like ground shaking, differential ground settlement, land mudslides, soil liquefaction, ground lurching and avalanches, ground displacement, floods from dam and levee failures, fires, structural collapse, then falling objects, tsunami. Then we have discussed about the tidal waves and yes, the destruction by tidal waves in different parts of the world. Then we have discussed about the frequency of earthquake occurrences. So high magnitude will be there, so it causes heavy damage. Then we have discussed structure of the earth, crust, mantle, core. Then volcanoes, shield volcano, cinder cone, composite volcanoes. Then volcanic landforms we have covered. The formation of igneous rocks. So there are volcanic and plutonic. And then through diagram we have discussed the volcanic landforms. Then batholiths, laccoliths, lapolith, pacholith seals and dikes we have discussed. So that's it for today's session. Remaining part we will cover in the next marathon session. So friends, you can revise what we have covered. Now, do not forget to join our new batches where friends you will get 3-in-1 offer like Unacademy notes worth rupees 10,000 you will get absolutely free with 1 year and above subscription. Those aspirant facing financial constraint, they can go with loan facilities or no cost EMI benefits. Along with that, we are providing 2-month subscription in only 15,000 rupees. And if you will use code RBI Live, then you will get 10% discount on that. So hurry up. Start your preparation today and join our paid courses. That is Iconic or Plus as per your convenience. You'll get 10% discount using referral code RBI Life on our GS and optional subscriptions. For the 1 year of Plus subscription, you have to pay only 44,550 rupees. Whereas for the 1 year of Iconic subscription, you have to pay only 67,050 rupees. Now friends, we are conducting Unacademy UPSC Combat on every Sunday morning 11 a.m. There is the chance to win amazing prizes and scholarship from a pool of 4,000 crore. Like first 3 rank holders will get 1 year UPSC CSE Plus subscription and other rank holders will get 75%, 50% and 25% scholarship. The link is provided in the description box. The UPSC Combat is free for all aspirants. So friends, in 1 hour, you have to attempt 56 questions and as per your performance, you will get rank in that. Friends, we are going to start new batch or the batches from 1st September. We have 1 year, 2 year batches. And also we have Mission All India Rank 1 prelims batches. So the 360 degrees current affairs coverage for prelims 2021. Now friends, as per your convenience, you can join these batches. The free test series like general studies and current affairs. Friends, we will cover through this test series. So do not forget to use code RBLI to unlock the test and solve maximum MCQs, which will help you in the upcoming CSE examination. So friends, that's it for today's session. We will cover the remaining topics in the next marathon session. So friends, here is the learner's journey for 2022 batch. Like we have created the course for 7 months plus 2 months plus 3 months. Like we can say 1 year batch. Like from 1st September to 31st March 2022, we'll cover pre-commence comprehensive courses for your rock solid foundation. Then 1st April to 31st May, we will cover especially prelims, that is score booster and PD 365 courses for quick revision and practice. Then you can appear for prelims on 5th June 2022. Then from 10th June to 10th September, we will conduct Mission All India Rank 1 mains batch. And then 16th September, you can appear for the main examination. So friends, the map or the planning of the 2022 batch, which will help you to cover the complete syllabus in time-bound manner. And there will be maximum chances to crack the examination in your first attempt. Then there is same plan. There is another plan for the 2023 batch. That is 2-year plan we have. Like from 1st September to 17th November 2021, we'll cover basic NCERT courses. In November to January, we will cover beginner to advanced level backgrounder and wisdom nugget classes. Then January 22 to October 22, we will cover pre-commence comprehensive courses. Then November 2022 to December 2022, we'll cover main special courses like Super 500 main series, which includes model questions plus previous year questions. In January 23 to April 23, we will cover prelims crash course. Then from 15th April 23 to 10th May 23, we'll cover current affairs roundup plus MCQs course. And then as per the schedule, either in May or June 23, you can appear for the preliminary examination. Then in between June to August, we'll conduct mains crash course, and then you can appear for the UPSC mains in 2023. So here is the planning for your journey for 2022 batch and 2023 batch. So friends, as per your convenience, you can join these batches. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe Unacademy videos. Stay home, stay safe. All the best.